This is the Kevin Trudeau Show.
I am exposing the corruption in government and in major multinational corporations. We're telling you the things that they don't want you to know that will make your life better.
Hey, thanks for joining me. Kevin Trudeau here. Everything they don't want you to know about. I am not in the studio today. Where am I? I am at a secret location. It's not so secret. I'm in Beverly Hills, California. And I'm here meeting with outrageously rich people. I got in yesterday. I met with people as soon as I landed. Incredibly wealthy people, billionaires, people that have hundreds of millions of dollars cash in the bank, people that when they want to buy a piece of real estate, like one of these individuals, they said, oh, it's $22 million, cash deal. I'll pay cash, $22 million cash, without even thinking about it. The Rolls Royces, the Ferraris, the Maseratis, the Lamborghinis, the Bentleys, the Austin Martins. Forget the little Mercedes and BMWs. We're talking ultra wealth. The private jets, the mega mansions that I mentioned. The people that I've met with this morning for breakfast, I'll be meeting with later today, tonight, tomorrow. Incredibly wealthy people. And then I'm going to be spending a week with 35 individuals at the world famous Golden Door Spa. It's Men's Week. 35 incredibly wealthy people. When you combine the net worth of everyone who's going to be there, it probably is going to be $500 billion in that range. There's a lot of money there. And the reason why I bring this up is today's show is about money. It's important that you pay attention if you're interested in improving your financial condition. There are things that motivate us, that drive us, that we really strongly desire. A relationship is one of them, which is why I offer the relationship processes. The big driver, though, that people will go to great lengths is making money. We feel generally, you, me, everyone, generally feels that if we have more money, everything in life will get better. This is what we feel. And if we start to analyze it, we're not going to do that today. But if you were to analyze it, there's so many psychological factors that go along with making money. I'm a good person. Being successful improves your self-confidence. We generally have an underlying vibration of I'm not worthy, I'm not good enough, I don't deserve success, I'm not smart enough. And if we do make money and achieve a large level of financial success and have all the toys that go along with that, the Rolex watch, the Ferrari, the Bentley, the big mansion, the boat or whatever, flying first class, flying private jets, staying in beautiful hotel suites, etc. Then we think if I have all these things, people will treat me differently. I will feel better about myself. I'll have power. I'll be able to feel like I have more control over my life. There's a whole host of things that occur when we make money. But most people struggle with making money. Now, I'm in Beverly Hills, California. There is money everywhere. You just walk right down here on Rodeo Drive and you see all of the shops, Chanel, Rolex, etc., etc., Gucci, Fendi. Every high-end shop on the planet is right here, Louis Vuitton. And you just stand there. If you stand there for a couple hours, you'll see Rolls Royces, Bentleys, Ferraris, Lamborghinis pull up. You'll see both men and women get out of their car, dressed to the nines, with, hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of jewelry on, some cases over $1 million worth of jewelry on. They walk into the store and they buy a $50,000 bag, a small bag, and walk out. They'll drop $100,000 or $200,000 like that, not even thinking about it. There's huge amounts of money. I was sitting with one gentleman who was Josh Altman, who was on the Bravo hit show Millionaire Listings. Fantastic guy. He was from Newton, Massachusetts. And I grew up in Massachusetts. Newton is where the doctors lived. Where I grew up, if you lived in Newton, you were rich. And I said, man, you grew up in Newton. I said, I grew up in Lynn. My dad was a welder. My friends' fathers were carpenters, the postman. Anybody who lived in Newton, we thought was rich. And he laughed. He goes, yeah, I know what you're talking about. He says, I thought we were doing really well too. He says, until I came out to Beverly Hills. And then I saw what real money was. I mean, this is real money, huge money. When you talk to these people, what's different about them? Is it luck? What is different? Well, years ago, when I was in the Brotherhood, I learned the secrets to manifesting goals, dreams, and desires. And I have the recommended books on the list that I provided you here on this show, such as Think and Grow Rich, Ask and It Is Given, The Secret, How to Win Friends and Influence People. There's different books that I've recommended to you that are very powerful, which gives basic techniques on how to manifest goals, dreams, and desires. How to make money if you want that. If you want money, here's what you do to make it. There are probably thousands of audio courses and video courses online that people are selling that allegedly teach you how to make millions of dollars. Some of them probably have some good ideas and some good techniques. Some of them maybe aren't so good. There are books written on how to make money. Some of them probably give you some good techniques from people that have actually done it. Some of them are more theory and maybe aren't so good. And maybe you waste a lot of time. Here's the fact. If you want to make money and you've read the books on how to manifest, if you've bought the courses and you've tried to learn how to buy real estate with no money down, or how to make money on the internet, or how to make money in crypto, and you find yourself still struggling with money, feeling like you're swimming upstream, there is a reason. There is a reason why some people make huge amounts of money, apparently effortlessly and easily. That's what it seems. While most of us struggle and always feel like we're swimming upstream. It's almost like we feel like there's a curse over us. Something always is a black cloud. We have like invisible forces going against us. We feel unlucky. We feel cursed. We feel like there's a headwind, that nothing goes our way. No matter how hard we try, we just can't get across the finish line. Think about it. Is this you? You say you want to make money. Yeah, I want to increase my income. Maybe you think, I want to become debt-free. I want to make a lot of money. I want to make more. Maybe you're real specific. I want a Mercedes. I want a BMW. I want to get a different house. I want to get a lake house. I want a boat. I want to be able to spend more time with my kids. I want to travel to Hawaii or to Europe or different parts of the world and enjoy great vacations. I want to do the landscaping on my house. I want to put a swimming pool in. Maybe you have some specific things, dreams that you want. So then you think, okay, I have these dreams. And you read a book, The Secret, and you learn a little bit about the law of attraction. You read Think and Grow Rich. You read Ask and It Is Given. Maybe you go through my course, Your Wish is Your Command, and you learn the technique. Maybe you watch my incredibly powerful video, 10 Steps to Manifesting Your Goals, Dreams, and Desires. And you learn the specific steps of how to create or manifest or attract what you want. But for some reason, either it doesn't work or you actually don't do the steps. And then you think, okay, I need to learn a specific skill. So you purchase a course for $300, $500, $1,000, $5,000 on how to buy real estate with no money down, or how to make money in crypto, or how to trade options and Forex and make a fortune, or how to make millions copywriting, or how to make millions online marketing, or how to make millions in multi-level marketing, or how to make millions in franchises, or how to start your own business and make millions. You invest money in one of these courses. You actually spend the money and you buy the course. And then a couple things happen. Number one, you get the course. It's a downloaded course. It's an audio course. And you download it. And you've had that on your computer for the last 3 years and you've never started it. Right or wrong? Or maybe you're the type of person who says, no, Kevin, I actually did start it right away. I just never finished it. So maybe it was a 10-hour course or a 15-hour course or a 20-hour course or a 30-hour course, and you started to listen to the first hour or 2 or 3, and then you never completed it. Or you say, no, Kevin, I actually bought the course on how to buy real estate with no money down or how to make money in crypto. And every night I would go through those videos and I would watch that course and I would listen to those audios and I would do what it said to do. I spent an hour every night. I was very, very consistent. And after a couple months, I finished the course. But I never took action. I was a professional student, but I never actually took action and applied any of those techniques in real life. I never went to a tax sale auction. I never actually went out and looked at some real estate property. I actually never started to invest some money in crypto by opening the account and putting some money in and actually doing a trade. I never actually took an action step. I studied, I bought the course, I started the course, I finished the course, but I never took action. Or maybe you say, no, Kevin, I'll tell you who I am. I bought the course on how to make money. I went through it, and then I actually started to apply it. But I failed. It said, this is how you buy real estate with no money down to make money. And I actually bought a piece of property. And it went down in value. And I got sideways financially. And I actually lost $20,000 on the transaction. I failed. It didn't work for me. Or I opened up a crypto account. I put money in. I did my first 2 trades and I lost money and I quit. I tried it. It didn't work and it quit. Or I tried it and I just found it too hard and I quit. So maybe you tried some of these techniques, but you quit. And then we look at the person who is successful. And the person who is successful purchases that same course that you did. He goes through it, applies it, and he makes tons of money. What's the difference? What's the difference between you if you don't even buy the course, or if you bought the course and don't start it, or if you bought the course, start it, but don't finish it, but you bought a course on how to make money, finish it, but don't apply it, or if you bought a course on how to make money, you started it, you finished it, you applied it, and then quit. There are energetic blocks which are holding you back. They're called counter-intention frequencies. Listen to me if you are interested in making money, because there's nobody on the planet who's going to explain this. This is powerful. If you apply all the correct techniques to manifest, and there are some specifics. I have the 10-step video on how to manifest goals, dreams, and desires. It's available free to partners in the Kevin Trudeau fan club. Also, Global Information Network members get it for free. And here are the steps. And we recommend the books. And there's some basic techniques about specifically desiring what you want, finding out what you don't like, contracting energy, writing down what you do want, seeing yourself in possession of it, feeling now as if you were actually in possession of it, releasing attachment to the outcome, taking some action steps, making a list of things to do, charting your progress so you can see the stats, so you know if you're winning. There's specific steps that successful people do universally around the world. They're common denominators of actions. You can physically see it. This is what they do. And then they tell you this is what they're thinking. Arnold Schwarzenegger said, I see in my mind's eye me in possession of what I want to achieve, and then it manifests, because you have to see it first before it actually manifests. But he actually takes action steps and works hard and does all these other things. Okay. So there are steps. But why is it that some people achieve massive success? I'm with people who are in their 20s, who are in their 30s, early 40s, who have hundreds of millions of dollars in cash in the bank. Were they just born under a lucky star? Number one, they applied the techniques to manifesting goals, dreams, and desires. But number two, this is the missing key. They didn't have counter intention. If you plant a seed in the ground and the elements, nature doesn't cooperate, has a counter intention, no rain, 120 degrees, massive wind, that seed is not going to germinate and it's not going to produce fruit, because the wind blew the topsoil away. No rain meant it didn't get nourished. The birds came and were eating it. The sun was burning it. So you had all these elements that were counter intention to your intention of planting a seed and seeing it grow into a plant and producing fruit. It's the same with making money. If you try to make money, you have an intention. I'm trying to create money. But if everything else is going against you, you have these counter intentions, you're not going to make money. The counter intentions come from, number one, your ancestors, on your mother's line and your father's line. These ancestors, research now has proven that everything that's happened in your ancestry is in your DNA. It produces your hair color, your eye color, etc., etc. But it also produces personality traits, and it also encapsulates trauma that was in your DNA. So if in your mother's lineage, if you're in any of your ancestors from your mother's line and your father's line had any negative feeling about money, that's a counter intention. If there was a feeling that money is evil, money is the root of all evil, if that was an intention by a religious person in your lineage, that's in your DNA and it's vibrating 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, acting as a counter intention. If there is an intention that money is unsafe to have, that's a counter intention, which is going to prevent you from accumulating large amounts of money. If you have a feeling that money is bad or evil, counter intention. If you have a intention that's in your DNA that I don't deserve money, I'm not worthy of money, I'm not good enough to have money, I'm not smart enough to have money, this is going to be a counter intention. If you come from a very wealthy family, you don't have a lot of counter intentions in your DNA. If you come from an average or poor family, especially 1 or 2 or 3 generations back, if they were poor, on the lower class, you absolutely have counter intentions in your DNA. Then you also have counter intentions in your DNA, not from your lineage, but it's in your bank. So the DNA counter intention comes from the ancestors. Then you have in your field counter intention that comes from all of your experiences in this lifetime. Everything you've heard between the ages of 1 and 7 got programmed. So if you can imagine, money doesn't grow on trees. If you heard that growing up between the ages of 1 and 7, you have a counter intention in your field. If you heard over and over, we can't afford that. We can't afford that. We can't afford that. That's a program that's in your field, especially if you heard it between the ages of 1 and 7. When you were between the ages of 1 and 7, it acts as a counter intention. But if you go back even further, in previous lives, you have all these counter intentions. This I can see. Gary Spivey can see. Other seers, we can see it. We've verified it by saying, here's what it is. Tell me about your ancestors. Is this true? Yes, it is. Over and over again. When these frequencies are transmuted or cleared out and the counterintentions are gone, now when you actually take an action step to manifest money, you have no counterintention going against you. Therefore, it should be faster and easier than ever before. It can be miraculous. I learned about this back in the late 70s. I was doing direct mail. Now, I was in the brotherhood, so I learned all the techniques and secrets about how to use the mind, how to focus your frequency right in between the alpha and the theta bandwave. There's that little sweet spot. So if you put it out there, it vibrates everything in the physical universe. So if you put out an intention there, it creates in the physical universe infinitely easier. If you broadcast on beta, that's the slave wave, you don't manifest very easy. And then if you get into the supraconscious, which is gamma, you can start picking up everything. So I learned about that, and I was using this, and I could see energies, I can see frequencies. I was being trained on how to use my mind, how to go into the field, how to transmute myself, my own energy, and how to transcend into the 33 different dimensions and then above the veil. I was in this training, and I started in direct mail. And I put a little ad in the National Enquirer, which said, if you want more information on my product, send a letter to this address. So I put the ad in. People requested free information. I then sent them a sales letter that said, I have a report. If you'd like to buy the report, it's $35. Send in the order form in the enclosed envelope. And I spent money on the advertising. I spent money on the printing. I spent money on printing the book that I was selling, and I didn't get any orders. And after about a month, I thought all the transactions stopped, the ads had stopped running, no orders, and I was out several $1,000s. And I couldn't figure it out. And I'm looking at the energy, and I'm thinking, it's like the orders were here, the success was here, but it wasn't coming into my life. So I went to my uncle, my mentor in the brotherhood, and I said, here's what happened. What do you think? And he says, well, what do you think? And I looked. He goes, look in your field. Don't just look out there. Look in your own field. So I looked in my field, and I thought, I see it. I have a block. It's like there's like a black cloud. It's an energetic block. It's like the windows of heaven are locked, and all the blessings are here, but they're not open. And there's something blocking that. He said, that's correct. And he said, would you like to have it released? And I looked, and I fast forwarded on the timeline and said, if it was released, what would happen? And I saw the windows of heaven open and blessings pouring into my life. And I thought, yes. He said, good, you have to pay me. And back then, one money process that he offered me was like $5,000. Back in 1979. I don't remember the exact date. And I thought, boy, where am I going to get this money? He says, well, figure it out. Go sell some newspapers or do something. And when you're ready, come on in. And that's very significant because I could have said, well, I'll pay you afterwards, do the money process, and I'll pay you double because then it'll produce the results and I'll have the money. That's not how life works. You have to be willing to make sacrifices, put in first before you get out. And if you're not willing to do that, then the universe is going to say, you're not serious, you're a joke, hit the road. That's how it works. I had been through this with my uncle, so I knew. And it was several months before I could actually get the money. I paid him, and he ran one process on me. Now, I didn't know there were 33 different money processes, 33 different bands of energetic blocks. I didn't know. I thought there was just this one. So he ran this process on me. It took less than an hour. And I could see the energy transmute. I could see the block vanishing. And I thought, I feel completely different about money. He says, what are you going to do? I said, I'm going to go back and try this direct mail piece again. He goes, you going to make any changes? He says, no. I did make a change energetically. I ran the same ad in the National Enquirer. People wrote in asking for free information. I sent them the exact same direct mail piece. This time, orders started piling in. Every day, I would get cash and money orders for $35. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, $350, $1,000 a day was pouring in. It was an avalanche of profits. And it was unbelievable. In addition to that money, that direct mail piece got the attention of direct mail experts in the United States. And I started getting letters from people saying, you're obviously a direct mail expert. We'd like to hire you and give you a royalty if you write direct mail for our product. And this is how I started developing this residual income that came in for decades. I would write direct mail pieces for different companies and different people. They would pay me royalties, and I would get residual income, royalty income for decades later, which allowed me the freedom to travel the world, do what I wanted, because it was almost like I had a trust fund with $1 million a year coming in, whether I worked or not. It was unbelievable. All because one process was run, one energetic block was released. A few years later, when I was talking to my uncle, I told him how great things were going, but I said, man, it's going great, but I just feel like it could and should go faster. And he said, look in your field. What do you see? And I'm here. Okay. He said, what do you see? I said, well, I see there's another block. He goes, look again. And I go, oh my gosh, I see a whole series of blocks. You want more of the money processes? Yes! So I sat down. I paid him for the next one easily because I had the money. And he ran in 1, 2, 3. And I said, I can't handle anymore. Let me get some more later. And over the next decades, I would go through the rest of the 33. It was amazing. And when I started looking at wealthy people that had hundreds of millions of dollars cash in the bank, they had these energetic blocks as well, all 33 of them, but most of them were so minor. And I also talked to royal families when I was in the Middle East, in the palaces, and people that were in the privileged elite class. And I said, what do you do with your children to handle these energetic blocks? And there are processes that they would run to clear or reduce these energetic blocks. I have found that all wealthy families do this, and in many cases, they don't even know they're doing it on purpose, but they run these processes on their kids and each other, not knowing that this is an actual process. They instinctively know that these energetics have to be cleared or transmuted in order for money to come into a person's life. I then started offering the money processes. Not 33, but the 30 of them. The last 3 are too powerful, and I'll release them later. The first one handles the number one issue that stops money from coming into a person's life. It's called a reversal. Every time you say, I want to make money, you're vibrating, I don't want money. It's actually reversed. So every time you're actually putting out an intention to acquire something, it's as if you're putting out the exact opposite intention. It creates the biggest feeling that you're swimming upstream. And it makes everything 1,000 times harder and almost in many cases impossible. So this is why the first one is so powerful. The response from people that have gone through the money processes is off the charts. We have people that have gone through just one process. You can do 10 or you can do all 30. You can come to Chicago and we deliver the processes to you. And if you come to Chicago, I take you to dinner. Or if you can't travel to Chicago, I have a staff of people that fly around the country, fly around the world. And we have dates and locations all over the world that will make it easy for you to attend. And if none of the ones currently are close enough to you or work for you, we will schedule something and come to you, very, very close to you, as quickly as possible. It's first come, first serve, and we will deliver the money processes to you. I just got an email or communication few days ago saying effectively, I went through the money processes and all of a sudden I just got a $90,000 windfall. Money I didn't know about, I didn't expect, cash in the bank, free money. It's no coincidence that the money processes were done and all of a sudden that money came. I had people say that I did the money processes, and on the way home, during the way home, I got emails from people giving us more business than we've had in the previous several months. I had another one say I did the money processes, and in the middle of the money processes, during lunch, I checked my cell phone. All of a sudden, business went up 50% or 100%, as if by magic. I've had other people say I've gone through the money processes, I got home, and 2 days later, there was a $40,000 check in the mail that I did not know about, from a source that I didn't expect, wasn't even on my radar screen, wasn't even thought about. I didn't even know about it. It was a major windfall. I had another fellow say 20 years ago, I did a financing on a property, and the fellow didn't pay. I thought, I'm writing this off. He's never going to pay the balance. That was 15 years ago or whatever it was, 20 years ago, whatever it was. I go through the money processes, he says, Kevin, and all of a sudden I get a phone call from the guy's lawyer saying, I want to pay off the debt that I owe. Out of nowhere, after 10, 15, 20 years, whatever it was. He goes, that's not a coincidence. The money processes are releasing money. I've had people, just like I did, who were trying marketing programs that were not working, and after the money processes, they were working. And then I've had people had amazing experiences. They said, I went through the money processes and I went home and I got fired. My business collapsed and it looked negative. But they said, but I feel very good about these, what apparently are negative scenarios, because I feel like something has to be cleared out before something new comes in. I said, well, in your particular case, maybe you're seeing results incredibly fast. They don't appear to be positive, but obviously you see that if you're going to build a new structure, you have to tear down the old one first. And in those particular cases, I said, give it a few months and tell me what happens. A few months later, they said, man, if those negative things didn't happen, if I didn't get fired, I wouldn't got offered this great new position. If my business didn't collapse and actually have to close, this new situation wouldn't have propped up, and I wouldn't have been able to create this marketing schematic, which is actually triple the size of our business now. So that's how the money processes work. And I would just encourage you, if you're interested in achieving wealth or increasing your income, just increasing your income. Would you like to increase your income by $1,000 a month or $5,000 a month, and you feel like you're struggling? This is something you should consider. Getting the money processes. The comments are off the charts. The people that are going through the money processes are feeling energy like they've never felt before. So consider it. All you have to do is send us an email to moneyprocesses@kevintrudeau.com and just say, I want more information. Megan will send you an email with the schedule. If you need to talk to her, she'll talk to you on the phone. We have various options available. You can use a credit card, you can wire, you can send a check in. You can buy just one money process. You can buy 10, or you can buy all 30. You can come to Chicago and I'll take you to dinner, or we will come to you, no matter where you are in the world. This is something to strongly consider, because if you do want to make money and you don't do this, you are going to be struggling. There's no way around it. Unless you clear out the energetic blocks that are holding you back, it's almost impossible to achieve massive success. I'm here in Beverly Hills, and when I talk to people, when I am at the Golden Door at Men's Week, and have gone there for decades, and all the people that I see, I look in their field, they don't have the energetic counter-intentions around money, which is why they make money easy and fast. And that's why their relationship with money and their feeling about money is completely different. And then when I look at people who are struggling and I look in their field, they have massive blocks on these 33 different dimensions or frequency bands. They have massive counterintentions on money, and they'll never make huge amounts of money. And even if they start making money, it's so hard, it's such a struggle, it takes so long. And when they kind of just pull back a little bit, it collapses so fast. Instead of just being a never-ending blessing of abundance and opulence and money into your life, which it can be. It'll never happen unless you get these energetic blocks removed. And there's some people watching on, well, that's not true because there's a lot of rich people who haven't gone through your money processes. Okay, you're broke, obviously. And you haven't been around wealthy people. You haven't had lunch with several billionaires. You don't go to their homes. You don't associate with them. Clearly, I'm trying to help you. Pay attention. Stop acting like you know it all when you don't. I remember when I went to a seminar one time and I thought I knew it all. And the guy at the front of the room walked in and he said, and this was back in the early 80s, and he said, if you didn't make $10 million last year, sit down and shut up. And I thought, I did really, really well last year, but I didn't make 10 million. Okay, this guy did. He clearly knows something that I don't. I should listen to him. Slap, slap. And I paid attention. So think about it. I have a person that I can tell you specifically, and I'm reviewing the numbers, and this is documented. In the last 18 months, give or take a few months, he deposited into his accounts over $12 million. That's pretty darn good, right? That's pretty darn good. But before that, guess how much money he had in his accounts? Almost zero. He was starting from almost zero. He cleared out the energy blocks, he used the techniques that we teach, and he deposited in his accounts. The CPA said, this is the deposits, here are the bank statements, over $12.5 million. Would you like that to be you? Well, I'm not saying it's going to be you if you do the money processes, but it ain't going to be you if you don't. I can guarantee you that. So consider what's holding a person back when it comes to making money. The reason why I am talking about this today is there's so much, I hate to use the word misinformation. There are so many people that many of which have good intentions, and they want to help you make money, and they want to help you manifest goals, dreams, and desires. The challenge is they think they know, but they don't. They're really just saying things that sound good, that make maybe some logical sense, but really aren't the elements that are causing people to make money, and they don't know what elements are causing people to struggle. Every manifesting law of attraction money expert I talk to, I ask them the same question. Why is it that the majority of people that go through your course never achieve success? Look, it's the majority. It's probably 90%, maybe 95% in some cases. So why is it 95% of the people that pay money and go through these success courses never achieve success? Why is that? I ask everyone that. And here are the general answers. Well, they just don't do what I tell them to do. All right, so you're saying they don't follow the recipe. Yeah, they don't follow the recipe. Okay. But let's be honest, there's a lot of people that are very diligent and they are following the recipe. How come they're not seeing success? That's where everybody gets stumped. I agree. There's a lot of people that aren't following the recipe properly. But here's the first question. Since the majority of people aren't following the recipe properly, why aren't they following the recipe properly? When I ask all these success experts, you just told me that the number one reason people buy your course, read your book, go through your seminar, They're going to Mind Valley. They're going to this guy and that guy and so forth. And a lot of that stuff is great. Good. They've gone through all the training. Why aren't they applying it properly? I can't get an answer because they don't know. Well, I'm going to tell you. If you're one of the people that bought success courses and you're not applying it properly, thus not seeing results, let me tell you why you're not applying it properly. You have a self-sabotage program running in your field. You have energetic blocks on 33 different frequency bands. These energetic blocks are counter-intention, which means the universe is going to do everything it can to make sure that you fail. So you can go through every course you want. Let's back up. These 33 energetic blocks, these are what cause you to, number one, not buy a course on how to make money. It gets you to say to yourself, oh, that's probably just a ripoff. Oh, that probably works for some people, but it'll never work for me. I'm not going to buy that. Oh, that sounds too good to be true, so I'm not going to invest the $100 or $50 for that. If you have that mentality, that comes from an energetic block. People that make hundreds of millions of dollars, tens of millions of dollars, they don't think that way. The reason you think that way is because that's one of the frequency bands that's causing you to be broke. That's a counterintention. If you actually buy the course, but you don't start it, guess what? That's one of the frequency bands. The frequency band is, I am the frequency band that will make sure that you never start listening to a course on how to make money, because I am going to do everything I can to make sure you stay broke. It caused you not to be able to start. If you start but can't finish, there's another frequency band that says, I'm the frequency band that if you do start taking some proactive action to make money and listening to a course on, let's say, how to, make money online or how to buy real estate with no money down, I am going to be the frequency band that shuts you down and makes sure that you have excuses, and so that you don't continue, you never finish it. If you do finish it, but don't take action, there's a frequency band that says, I'm the frequency band that wants to keep you broke. And the way I'm going to do it is if you get this far, I'm going to shut you down. I'm going to set up circumstances, events, conditions, and situations in your life so that you never feel like now is a good time. You're always going to feel like, oh, it's not a good time to start. I'll start next week. I'll start next month. I'll start after the holiday. I'll start after my birthday. I'll start after the summer vacation. I'll give you excuse-itis so you never start. And if you do start, there's a frequency band that says, I'm going to make sure you do everything wrong. I'm going to make sure that you don't follow the recipe properly. You don't do it correctly. You self-sabotage yourself. You cancel meetings. You show up late. You say the wrong thing in meetings. You don't follow up and follow through, and you'll do everything wrong so that you'll never succeed. Do you understand this? This is why you have to get these frequency bands cleared out. So I would encourage you, if you're interested in making money, you have to understand why you're not. So let me just give you the summary. If you want to make money, number one, you have to follow the 10 steps, the recipe. It's for free, the 10 steps video. So you follow that recipe. 10 steps to manifesting goals, dreams, and desires. You should be listening to Your Wish is Your Command, How to Manifest Your Desires. That's free for gym members. That gives you the basic foundation. Yeah, you can read the book Think and Grow Rich. Yeah, you can read the book Ask and It Is Given. You can read The Magic of Believing. Those are great books. You can read other books that are on my recommended list as well. It's really crunched down into Your Wish is Your Command, free to gym members, and the 10 steps to manifesting your desires, free to both partners in the Kevin Trudeau fan club and gym members. That gives you the basic steps. And I've talked about it here on this show. I've given you those steps. That's the recipe. Okay. You have to apply that. Number two, if you are applying it properly and going through all the training I provide, you're going to be learning how to broadcast your desire on the wealth wave, the brainwave frequency that is going to manifest in the physical reality. It's the billionaire brainwave. It's right in between alpha and theta. If you're putting out a desire on the beta brainwave, you're not going to manifest it. You want to be putting out that desire into the physical universe right in between alpha and theta. And I teach you how to do that in the courses. Okay. That's what you proactively have to do. Then the last element, the missing key, is if you still have the counterintentions in your field, in your DNA and in your field, it's going to be virtually impossible for you to make a lot of money. You have to reduce or transmute as much as you can of those counter intentions. That's what wealthy people have done. They have less counterintention in their DNA, and they have less in their bank, and what is there in the families, they instinctively do the processes or hybrids of the money processes to clear out and reduce or eliminate those counterintentions from the frequency band, so a person can then desire money, put forth some basic action, and see massive results. Think about planting that seed. You put that seed out in the desert where there's wind, no rain, burning sun, and tons of birds eating the seed. It ain't going to grow. Or it's going to be, if it does grow, it's not going to grow very high. And it might get burned by the sun, and it might die very quickly. So think about that as money. Now think about taking that same seed and planting it in a fertile, lush soil where there's beautiful sun and ample rain and temperate climate and not so much wind. That is going to blossom and grow like crazy. That's the difference between you and the wealthy person. You both have the same seed, but you're planting it when you have all this counterintention. It's never going to manifest. And when they plant it, they don't have to work so hard. They get like the perfect soil, the perfect climate, the perfect everything for it to just grow into unbelievable wealth and success. So the third critical element is you have to transmute, clear out, or reduce these counterintentions from your field. And that's what the money processes are doing. I have a stack of comments this big that will they sound too good to be true from people that have gone through the money processes and they're seeing the results every single day. If you want to increase wealth, develop wealth, make more money, if you're tired of swimming upstream when it comes to making money, you need to get the money processes. Get them now. If you can only afford one, get one. If you can't, if you can afford to come to Chicago, do. I'll take you to dinner. The dinner is going to be powerful. If you can't afford to come to Chicago, we will come to you. But get it now. Get it booked in as soon as you can. Do not delay. This is the big difference maker when it comes to making money. The money processes are ridiculously powerful and effective and creating results right now in ways that are blowing people's minds. This is the game changer. It's making all the difference. So send an email, moneyprocesses@kevintrudeau.com. Megan will send you an email back with the instructions on how to book your money processes. Either come to Chicago or we go to you. It'll list the dates, the locations around the world. And if there's something there that is too far away, you want it sooner, just tell Megan and get her on the phone. You guys will work out us coming to you perhaps even sooner. Obviously, if you get 10 processes or all 30, we'll come right there. If you just get one process, it may be a little bit longer before we can come there, or you have to take advantage of the dates that we currently have. The more processes you get, the quicker you'll be able to get them. Coming to Chicago is easy. If you want to come to Chicago, as long as we have the space available, and that sells out very quick. We do that once a month. Once a month at Chicago, but there's a limited space. So if you just get one money process, say, I'll just do one, that's all I can afford. I want to come to Chicago. Well, hurry, because next month and the next month after might get sold out just like that, and it may be 3 or 4 months before we have an opening for you to come. So get them as quickly as possible. So I would send in an email today right away, request information, and take massive and immediate action so you can start seeing results in your life. Start the ball rolling. Start the momentum cycle rolling. Get rid of those counter intentions. That's the critical part. So the three key elements to making money is, number one, following the system, following the recipe. That's number one. And that recipe is outlined in Your Wish is Your Command and the 10 steps to manifesting your goals, dreams, and desires. That's where the recipe is. So you have to follow the recipe, follow it properly, and do it long enough consistently. Do the right things long enough consistently. So follow the recipe. Number two, when you broadcast your desire, you got to broadcast it on the brainwave frequency right in between alpha and theta. If you're broadcasting on beta, that's called the slave wave, you're not going to manifest a lot. If you're broadcasting in that sweet spot in between theta and alpha, that's called the billionaire brainwave or the wealth wave, you're going to manifest things. It's the manifesting wave. It's the manifesting brainwave frequency. If you broadcast on our frequency, you manifest stuff in your life. If you don't broadcast on a frequency, you don't. If you turn to a frequency that plays country western music, you're not going to get rap music. If you turn to a frequency that plays rap music, you're not going to get classical music because classical music is not broadcast on that frequency. Same thing. If you broadcast a desire on the slave wave, you're not going to manifest. If you broadcast it on the manifesting wave, you are going to manifest. And then number three, you have to. If you do the first two perfectly, unless you get rid of the counter intentions, nothing is going to happen. You're going to feel like you're swimming upstream, like you have a curse on you, like you have a black cloud over your head, like you're unlucky, nothing goes your way, everybody else is lucky, you're not. You're going to feel crappy about yourself. You're going to have a low self-image. You're going to feel like I'm not worthy of success. I'm not good enough for success. I'm not smart enough. Your confidence level is going to be low. It's not going to happen. And even if it happens to some degree, it'll go up and then it'll just crash down again. And you're always feeling like you're struggling instead of living in abundance and living in a state of flow where money just pours into your life. When you get rid of those counter intentions in the field relating to money, it'll feel like the windows of heaven are open and blessings are pouring into your life so much you don't have room to take it in. And I'm quoting, by the way, a scriptural principle. In the Bible, it says that. It says if you do this, the windows of heaven will open and blessings will pour into your life so much that you won't have room to take it in. In another part of the Bible, in another book of the Bible, it says that if you do this, all of these blessings will come upon you and your family and overtake you. And then it goes on to list over 100 blessings. You'll be blessed in your farms, which means abundance with all the fruits of your labor. Your family will be blessed. Your health will be blessed. You'll be blessed with happiness, with riches, with camels, with abundance, with money, with success in all of your endeavors. And anything that tries to hurt you will fail. You'll always be a winner. Go on and on. So these are scriptural principles as well, because when you're dealing with the energy in the field, you're dealing with spirituality. So take advantage of this. I hope you've learned a lot today about why you are not making the money that you are. Remember, there's those three things. Pay attention to that. Look in your life. Are you following the system and the recipe properly? Are you doing the right things long enough consistently? Are you broadcasting on that wave? And some say, well, how do I know? I teach this. I can't do it today, but I teach this in the Success Mastery course and the Science of Personal Mastery course training. All the processes that we do get you to broadcast in that frequency. That's the other thing that the money processes do. Not only do they release the counter intention, but by releasing the counter intention, it gets you to broadcast on the manifesting brainwave frequency, or the billionaire brainwave, or the wealth wave. It's that sweet spot. You'll be able to concentrate more and focus more and put out that intention so it will manifest in your life. I'm Kevin Trudeau. This has been the Kevin Trudeau Show, everything they don't want you to know about. I'm on location. I'll be on location for a little while. So a lot going on here. Thanks for your support. Make sure you do subscribe to the show. Hit the like button. Send this video to other people. Send it out. Share it with as many as you can. Leave some comments. And as always, remember, you are loved, you are cherished, you are appreciated, and you are adored. Remember also that you are worth it. Much love, everybody. Kevin Trudeau here. We'll see you next time.